Alright, you are welcome to this session. I'll be taking it in English, unlike my usual discussion that I usually do in language. And I want to look at something briefly. I observed something recently concerning the level of participation in politics by young people. Now, the whole issue when it comes to political apathy is that everybody is looking at government, looking at the activities of politicians. In fact, most of the write-up I've gone through maybe one or two times, I try to find out that the many writers point out to the fact that um, corruption, bad governance, low implementation of laws can actually lead to political apathy, and there's so many others like loss of interest and so many reasons. Some people they just feel since my father is not there or my uncle is not there, I have no business whatsoever. But today I just want to give it another perspective. Personally, there's an aspect I've looked at political apathy from, that I think that if our society or if the country could actually look into that, it will make a lot of sense. Now, what am I trying to say in essence? Let's backtrack it to our academic institution from primary school down to or up to the higher institutions, whether polytechnic, monotechnics, diploma, college of education, or universities. Now, these institutions, like I've said, from primary school down up to that place, there are certain things that have been found to be there, and one of the reasons for political apathy sometimes could be minority or marginalization. When a people feel they are marginalized, they wouldn't want to take any political steps or you want to participate in political activities. When the laws look very suspicious, people begin to lose interest, and it gets the truth about political apathy is that once people have apathy towards politics, the situation gets worsened by the day. Now, what am I trying to say? Our institutions, whether it be secondary schools, primary schools, universities, or higher institutions, are a reflection of what our society look like. Like there are some certain schools within our neighborhoods, we all know them. In those schools, you can't thrive because you are from certain extractions, and it is so sad and unfortunate for those of us that are from minority tribes in this country. There are some secondary schools you don't see people from. If you are from certain extraction or you are from certain background, you can't run for any position. Let's even say being a prefect is just out of context. Now, why am I using these small examples? Many people don't look at those areas. Reason is these are the places that are supposed to lay foundation to leadership and political participation. But you see, the system has been hijacked by tribal and religious. Um, uh, I don't want to use that word jingoism. When people are so overzealous about tribe or religion, you don't want a prefect in the class that is not from your tribal or your geographical extraction or your regional extraction or your state. So it becomes an issue. Many of the students who are competent enough to be participants in school leadership become disenfranchised and then less interested, and it grows maybe from primary school. If there are no changes in senior school, they continue like that, and it is worse in the universities because you see these days people elective posts, somebody will hold it for, let's say, for 4 5 years, or some courses that are up to 6. Somebody will purport himself to be the class leader or chairman for several years, with all due respect to whosoever that is going to see this video. But I think if no matter how it is, There are certain positions we know it in our institutions, in our universities, worst. That when you are coming from certain aspect parts of the country, there are certain positions in that institution you don't aspire for. Now, I want to say is that those who consider themselves intellectual, like our teachers and lecturers, they need to look into this. They criticize our politicians for bad governance, they criticize our politicians for bad conduct and bad behavior, but to me, they have not done any better, honestly, because some of the sentiments that these politicians got, they learned it in school. Most of our politicians today, with the exception of few that we don't know nothing about, are educated and they graduated from different institutions. They're a product of those institutions. There are people who purported themselves with the help of lecturers or head of department or VCs to hold position at the detriment of other students, and an effort to kick against it was like you are kicking against the system. Now, if people who purport themselves for 3, 4 years, 5 years in higher institutions remain in office and then the school doesn't do anything, what do you think they will do when they assume offices in reality? Because the university is supposed to be like a small community, or is a small community that is supposed to model the person into what the society should look up to, or into what the society should be expectant of. But these same people hold positions for that lengthy years that are supposed to be elective, or they man those, or they circumvent the system or hijack the process with the help of lecturers. Now, how do you expect them to become good people in the society? And there are so many students who are interested in this position, but because of the systems in the universities, they lost it completely, and they have seen that the society itself looks like that. So when people are graduating, you find very intelligent students, they tell you, I'm not interested in politics. It is because the system has made it that even the intelligent ones cannot even get anything politically in the higher institution. So they feel, well, it's the same thing, so why do I need to stress myself? So for me, I think this is another area that our intellectuals should, or our academics institution, to look into it. They should do away with sentiment, they should do away with tribalism, or anything that has to do with religion or some tribal related sentiment. It's not really good and it's not helping us. The society, the university is providing, or the higher institutions are a sample of our society. The bad rules in our institutions are just the same thing we see in our larger society. So I think the intellectuals should sit down very well, and we know all this, and nobody needs to pretend about it. Nobody needs to act like, okay, he doesn't know about it. Seriously, there are lots of things that the university or the educational system could do to improve the level of political participation of our people. And I think if the university or the higher institution or the educational sector would take it upon themselves and really work on this, I think it will help. The National Orientation Agency should look up to, or should prepare programs that will help them interact with our intellectuals, to help encourage them to do away with sentiment. It's really eating deep into the system. I just hope that the independence we just celebrated, we will continue to celebrate it. Thank you. God bless Nigeria. God bless you.